Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back to Pinky Hooks. I am Shania Lancaster. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you guys for checking in to see what is going on with the crochet class. Before we get started, please hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed to my channel and this is your first time, sit through, go back, look at some of my videos, and then think about subscribing. So thank you. Anyway. So, what's the latest and the greatest, folks? Well, I had the class, and now, remember last week when I was just like, well, somebody didn't show up and we had 3? Well, now we're down to 2. It's dwindling. And I was just like, well, I'm probably going to make it till the end of May because I was just like, well, let's see. Let's think about this. You know, it's kind of funny, just a little bit, because when we first started with the very first Saturday of May, right, there's 4 Saturdays in a month. We started off with 4 people instead of the 8 that there were supposed to be, right? And then it went down to the 2nd, so 1 dropped off, you know, so we had 3 weeks ago and there was 3, and now we're on the 3rd Saturday and 1 dropped off, and now we're on 2. So if nature continues to follow this course, you know, I don't think the last 2 that I have left, you know, I really believe in my heart they will finish it. Do you know why I believe that, folks? Because those are the 2. Those are the 2. The 2 remaining are the 2 who subscribe the first day to this channel. So I kind of feel like it's some kind of omen. I think that's kind of a coincidence that I was just like, wait, yeah, so 2 Saturdays left, we're down to 2. And I know y'all probably be like, what if next Saturday's the last Saturday? Is next Saturday the last Saturday? I mean, do you see how fast these days are going by? Huh? It feels so good to be able to drink coffee without, you know, it hitting that area. Like y'all see, my face has gone down. I'm not talking out the side of my mouth anymore, whatever. They took out the stitches. They took out the stitches and pulled the rest of the membrane. And I know I'm giving y'all an update before I give you an update class, but let me hear him get this out the way because y'all know that I had the surgery and everything on my mouth or whatever. But yeah, so yeah, they pulled out the stitches or whatever, and I'm like, yay, so happy. In a way, it may not be a good thing because I did drop probably like about, I don't know, maybe 2.5. I think it was 2 pounds and 8 ounces. And now I was just like, uh-oh, now I can eat again. Anyway, back to the class. So yes, I had 2 people today. When I went to, you know, I always make sure that I get there before my students do. So, you know, leasing office opens up at 10. I went and just got 2 donuts this morning because I knew which one of my students, you know, I was just like, okay, 1 student ate a donut. So I was just like, okay, I'm just going to get 2 donuts, 1 for me, 1 for her. And, and so, yeah, so I went and talked to the leasing office. And when you walk in through the front doors, you see like the leasing managers, you know, sitting on to the right. And then you see the conference room, you know, where I teach to your left. Excuse me, y'all. And when I looked through the doors, I saw one of the bags. Y'all remember the little bags that I put the yarn and a crochet hook and a crochet marker? I saw it sitting there in a room. And I was just like, so I looked at the young lady at the leasing. I was like, Harley, what is that? You know, who brought their bag back? So right then and there, I was just like, oh my God. And in my mind, not thinking, you know, I was just like, oh, tag, somebody else dropped. And so she says that the woman who didn't show last Saturday that I was telling y'all about, she came by and brought her bag back with the skein of yarn and the hook. And you know, and she actually gave me a card. I haven't opened the card. I do have the card, but she gave me a card and she explained to Harley that she felt so bad because number one, she didn't call. And number two, you know, some life matters happened, you know, or whatever. And she realized with whatever incidents that took place that it was going to basically be something that she wouldn't be able to attend the rest of these classes, nor will she be signing up for the June class. And so she felt so bad that she felt like she had to bring the yarn back and the crochet hook. And so, you know, I was telling Harley at the leasing office, I was just like, first of all, I was relieved to know that, it wasn't like, okay, I'm just not coming back. And the fact that she admitted that she felt bad because she did not call and say, hey, I can't make the class, that was a big deal. And so, basically, when I put those bags together, it's for them to keep. Y'all know I have yarn to spare. Now they don't know that, but you all, the two that subscribe, if they're looking at this, they do. But you guys, the Pinky Hooks group who've been with me, y'all know what kind of yarn stash I have. So, I'm not at a loss for it. Y'all know it was mainly the hooks, and I'll get into the hooks because I have something to show y'all. But anyway, yeah, she brought it back and she felt as though she didn't want to waste it and that it could be used for someone else. And you know what? It was just like, I agree with her, but I really wanted to be there and be able to tell her, hey, this was for you. That's how I felt. It was for you. But anyway, so I was just like, okay, so that was the incident this morning. So here I go. And I always get there before everybody else. And when I get there, I normally will be sitting down and I'll bring whatever little projects that I'm working on. And, one of the returning ladies, Andrea, she came in, and when she came in, she had like this cute little plastic box. It was like a little square shoe box with a lid on there. So I was just like, wait, what's that? I didn't know if she was bringing goodies or what. So we go into the conference room and she opens up the lid. I'm asking her how was her week going, how she doing or whatever. That's the real quiet. She's the real quiet student. But it seems to me she's starting to come out of her shell. And I think she might be somebody who does well in small settings, which is fine. Because, at this point, we can't get any smaller than what we are. Never say never. I guess we could. But nevertheless, in her box, y'all, she already had crochet hooks. This is the one that told me that she kind of tried to start learning how to crochet because, she's home for right now. I don't know if she's out on like a short-term disability or something like that, but she's home right now. So before I started offering the classes, she had already started looking at YouTube. So I guess she had got a little bit of stuff. I saw more hooks than I saw, yarn or whatever. So that right there told me like, oh, okay, so she really was. And then I checked her work because remember last week I had just started teaching them how to do the single crochet. So, and how to turn the work. So she took out, I said, let me see your work. And it looked exactly like what I thought it was going to look like. She has the stitch down, but of course there was two issues with hers where it was really, really tight. So she still needs to learn how to control her gauge. And then as usual, it had the pyramid effect. And we all know what the pyramid effect is. Like when you first started learning, you was just like, and you think when you're making that first blanket or dish out, you're like, why is it going in? Because we all know about that sneaky little stitch that likes to hide at the end. And she didn't know that, right? So we didn't cover that. So I wanted to say, Andrea, first of all, if you're watching this, again, I'm telling you, great job, because she had been practicing throughout the week, and she had a nice little piece of work. She was doing her thing or whatever, and I explained to her and I showed her how that end stitch likes to hide, and I told her, I said, even the best crocheters, I can't speak for the knitters because I really don't want to talk about something I don't know. I'm assuming that you guys can have the same problem when you're first learning how to knit, that you will miss that one little stitch hiding up in there, on the ends. So once I showed her that, because it was just me and her, and I was starting to think, because like 20 minutes had passed. it was just me and her. I was like, oh my God, it's coming down to one, which is fine. It's still fine. But I had that one-on-one time. So I told her, I said, hey, what do you think about starting your project, your actual project today? Because she was one of the ones that chose to do a dishcloth. So she said, yeah. So I said, okay, let's start. I had given them, each person, not the yarn that y'all saw in the bag, but each person, I gave them one of the, do I have one around? Ruby, go get that yarn. Oh, so y'all know the cotton, like the sugar and creams, but Hobby Lobby has one called what is that? Softer Secret, something like that. Whatever, crafty secret. I forgot what it is, but it looks just like the sugar and cream. If you go to Hobby Lobby, y'all know what I'm talking about. So I gave them each one. I let them pick their colors last week and told them, don't do anything with that yet. That's what you're going to start to use for your project. So she said she felt comfortable. So I wanted to see. So I was like, all right, well, let's get started. Let's make your chain. And I told her about, so many stitches. And I said, let's begin. You're going to do that first row. And now you're going to go ahead. And right when we was about to turn and start, she did the first single crochet. And then I thought, because she was doing something last week and she didn't realize she was doing it, because when I was teaching the single crochet, I let her do it and then I walk off to go to another student. When I came back around the table, I was like, wait, when I looked at her work, it looked good. I was just like, this isn't a single crochet. I said, Andrea, you're already doing a half double crochet. She didn't realize that she was doing a half double crochet. So with that in mind and remembering, I said, you know what? After she did the first single crochet today, I said, would you like to learn the half double crochet? I said, do you want to see what it is? And she was just like, yeah. And when I showed it to her, I said, okay, now you have the option. You can make your dishcloth either in the single crochets. And I also explained to her, I said, but every time within the basic stitches of crocheting, which will be your single, half double, double crochet, and then I don't know if you want to say treble, but I would say up to double crochet is your real basic, beginner stitches. And I told her, when you go up in those type of stitches, the work will grow faster because each one of those stitches is longer than the previous one. So, the half double crochet isn't much taller than the single crochet, but we all know that you're going to work faster with it. Well, to me, I think so. Anyway, and I told her, I said, this shirt that I am wearing, I did this whole entire shirt, other than the edging, in half double crochet. Y'all know that's one of my favorite stitches. I do almost everything, or there's always some type of half double crochet in my work. So she did that, and she absolutely, I was just like, do you like it? And she's like, yeah. I said, do you want to? I said, you can always do the single and the half. You could do one row of single, one row of half. And she was just like, I knew she was going to like it. So she was doing it. She literally has started her project. So then when I thought this was my only student left, then my other student, Jeanette, came in. That was the one I was telling you guys that I just really felt her spirit. The one who I stayed with until 1 last week. She was just like, I could hear her coming through the door. She's like, I'm so sorry, I'm late. So she came in, and with Jeanette's work is, she's my student that holds it pencil. So she uses the pencil technique when she's doing her hook. And so, she didn't even want to show me. She didn't want to show me her work. She saw Andrea's single crochet work, and I was like, don't worry about it. It's not a problem. Whatever. Let me see. And so she showed me. So she was having some issues. I think with Jeanette, what her issue is, it's that yarn. It's how you're holding that yarn. You know what I mean? Because I told her, I said, there are actual videos. There are actual creators who have done videos on how to hold the yarn. Now, I know some people be like, oh, you hold the yarn wrapped around. It's supposed to be what? Wrapped around your pinky, is it going through and then across? Wait, it's wrapped around under these two fingers and then coming back across. Let me tell y'all something. That whole entire thing, thank God that somebody did not try to teach me that. Because I wonder if I would have ever become a crocheter. that whole entire thing about the proper way of holding yarn. See, I don't like that term. I've seen videos where they say there's a proper way. Is there? I'm sorry. I mean, really. I mean, if you're a textbooky type person that's like, I don't know. I feel like the mechanics of it. Does follow me, stay with me, folks, on what I'm about to say. The mechanic of it, meaning how you hold your hook, how you hold the yarn, you know what I mean? Even, you know, in your sitting position, you know what I mean? I feel like we should not say there's a wrong and a right. To me, I feel like there is a wrong and a right way to do a stitch, okay? But when people be like, ooh, I almost spilled my coffee, y'all. When people be like, that's the wrong way to hold a hook. That's the wrong way. No, you're not supposed to have your yarn like that, because that's not what I do. Let me see what I do. Let me show y'all what I do. I mean, y'all seen it before. Let me show y'all what to do. Look. Let me see. Like, I got to do all of this just to show y'all. So, y'all see this? That's how I hold my yarn. I'm just really doing it like this. And then these two fingers right here is gripping it. And then that's how I hold my yarn. Oh, I'm looking. Here's the camera. Yeah, I'm just doing that. I'm not doing all this. Wrap this around and I don't even know how that works. Then put it through here and there. Let me... And people be like, Shania, that's done if you're holding like to pick up the slack. Man, I can't do that. And I think that's where she was struggling. So you know what will be good for her? And I was so mad because I forgot to bring the I'm digging in my little thing of goodies, y'all. Do y'all remember when I did that video when I first started my channel and I was doing a review on the finger rings? And no, I never got rid of them. You know why? Because see, I opened my mouth too soon. See, I was just starting. I feel like I need to go back and record that. I use this. I don't use this one so much, but I do use this. The one that I really gave a bad review to. The barrette looking thing. Yeah, I actually use this, y'all. And I put that thing on it. That's when, like, I'm using some kind of rough yarn. You know what I use this a lot for? The scrubby yarn. But anyway, what I'm saying is I wanted to introduce this to her, and I had forgot to bring it to the class. But I gave her two of mine, because I got a ton of these, right? I gave her one of the metal ones, so she can try that one. And then I gave her one of these and told her what she'll like. I think if this is on her finger, it's controlling her yarn. So I think that will free her up from, wait, the yarn isn't wrapped around my finger. Because like she is doing baby steps. So when she's crocheting, y'all, she's doing this. For one, she's my pencil student. So whenever I'm sitting with her, I switch. I use the steak knife. I use the steak knife, what is that, process, or I don't know, whatever. The steak knife, way of holding the crochet hook. But when I'm working with her, I want her to see someone who's doing the same process. So I do the pencil. I can do both, right? And so I'm like sitting right next to her and I'm trying to say this. This is what she's doing. See, she's holding this work and then she inserts, she's trying to figure out. And then that means she has to nail, because she was holding this. Now she has to let go. And then she takes this yarn and then I can see her because she be like, oh, wait, I got to hook it. So Christy from Yarn Barf, I did make sure that I kept saying, no, I don't say wrap the yarn now. I just say yarn over. Thank you, Christy, for that, or whatever. So like, I think because, okay, look, y'all, I think if she's doing this, right? She's doing this. She's not even really holding this in. She's doing this. she's going to let go of her work. Now her work is dangling. And then she goes like this. And then she'll try to go like pull it through. Right? And then, then she got to wrap again. So she goes, that. So you see how the work is dangling. There's no tension, from whereas we're doing it like this. We're never letting go. It's finagling. Like I'm doing this and I'm finagling. And if y'all like, Shine, what you making right there? Because I decided to keep the crochet channel, I said of course I got to continue to work on my pinky promise. Anyway, that's another thing. So yeah, that's what Janet does. And I let both ladies know that they have a whole entire community cheering them on. See, they weren't aware of that. Yes, they subscribed to the channel, but see, they was only going to one. They was going to one video, which was the 101 crochet video, which is fine. But I was just like, so they're not seeing you guys' comments. But I told them today, I said, if you go to my videos where I'm giving updates and talking about the classes, those people, they are my subscribers. Oh, I got a hangnail. Those are my subscribers and they will cheer you on. And they was just like, for real? I said, yeah. I said, some of them have said, look, we don't know if they watching, but we're wishing them the best of luck. So I told them, I said, if y'all watching, these videos, I said, just read the comments. They serious about, I know this isn't the right thing to do. I should have got a, ooh. yeah. So anyway, yeah, I know I'm all over the place because as y'all can see, I'm drinking this coffee and I'm going to keep sipping it. Yeah, because this energy is going to be like, I'm going to drop and then once that caffeine kick, I'm going to crash. I'm going to just keep drinking it. Anyway, so yeah, so what I also reiterated to both of them, especially to Jeanette, because when she came in, she's seeing, Andrea work. She is working a project. She's actually on a project. And when I looked at Jeanette's work, what I did was, first of all, I looked at how tight her chain, the original foundation chain was, and then the actual stitches, and so I was just like, yeah. So I said, we're going to start over again because I don't want her to actually move into the actual project because I feel like she needed just another try with creating her chain. So I sat next to her. We started off with the chain. And then when she went to go turn her work and start a single crochet, she's just practicing. I already knew what she was going to run into. The first 4 stitches, she was fine. But I knew by the time she got to that 5th stitch, because I could see her chain, she was like struggling to get it in there. And I said, do you see what's happening? You are struggling. You should never have to struggle to get your hook in there. That means your gauge is too tight. So I said, I think the best thing for you to do before you go any further, because we started, pull it out. Because if you make the mistake and you see the mistake at the very beginning, right? Her mistake is it's too tight. You can't have it super tight here and then little there. And that's when I explained to them both, like, hey, there are a lot of crocheters, advanced crocheters, they can't help. It's like people who are heavy-handed. They can't help that they crochet tight, sometimes, or they kind of lose their concentration once they get into the flow of the project. And I did tell them, I said, and for Jeanette, especially when she's starting the chain, I said, until you can learn how to really control that, with your beginning chain, I said to move up a hook, move up one hook. And everybody's like, oh, like the light, and it made sense to them. And that's when I realized, as I was explaining that to them, like, wow, there is so many different things to learn about the craft. I mean, I want y'all to think about it. When y'all first learned how to crochet, think about, most of us learned how to crochet when we were kids. If you were like me, I'm almost self-taught, right? And then I never touched it again from the age of 13. I never touched crocheting again until I turned like When did I pick it back up? When I was 25, 26, and just picked it up just to see if I could still do it. I wanted to make a blanket or something, you know, and never had read any books in between or whatever. Yes, that means it probably comes natural for me, but imagine if everybody had started talking to you about what a gauge is, and okay, when you see DC, they try to start teaching you how to read patterns, and if somebody said, well, there's the steak knife technique and there's the pencil technique. Do y'all know how many people probably wouldn't have? Now, some of y'all might be like, well, my Nana taught me or my auntie taught me and they actually use those terms. I would say the average person, if you start talking about all these different things, they might get overwhelmed. Oh, Mama G Gear. Oh, I forgot to turn off my notifications, y'all, while I record. And then her notification, Mama G Gear. It said, Mama G Gear is live. Sorry, Mama. I got to record this video. Anyway, so yeah. So with that being said, the way the class is going to go, since I have these two, I explained to them, you know, I know that they had already expressed to come into the June. Now, for those of you who are asking, what happens to them come June and you start the new class? So I had already been talking to Harley from the leasing office, and this is the way it's going to go. Here's two options. I am willing to teach 2 classes every Saturday, right? The first option, this is the first option. So again, 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. will be a brand new class of beginners from scratch, learning how to make the chain, you know, the introduction to the crochet world. They get their little yarn and their free hook or whatever. And then after the class is over, it's 11:30 in the morning. So then I don't come back. Like, I take a lunch break. Then I show up to my next class at either 1 or 1:30. The next class will be my May people. And they will not be intermediate. We know that that's not intermediate, but they will be the advanced beginners. They will have graduated from being a beginner to an advanced beginner. Should I put intermediate beginner? I think I should put intermediate beginner. What do y'all think? Just say advanced? Yeah. So that's an option, to have 2 classes. But then I thought, because I told the girl at the leasing office, I said, look, put in the next, you know, like email and text when they say, hey, who's ready to sign up for June? This time, I already know, 5 people. We're not doing 8. And someone said in the comments from, I think, last week's video, they was like, yeah, 4 is good. Or maybe they said that in the first week's video, but they said 4 is good. You know what? 4 is good, but I can do 5 because, and the reason I'm going to do 5, because I'm just like, yeah. Because as they're learning, right, I'm learning. I am learning what I am capable of doing as far as teaching in person. Yes, I am learning how to conduct a class in person. I'm learning how to cater to each person's needs in each class, right? So yeah, I think I can do 5. And so what I was saying, the second option would be, you still have the beginners class, but since I only have two coming from this first class, maybe combining them. But while I'm teaching the foundations to the new people, see, they're already established, so they'll be working on something because they may not come out of this class. I think Andrea is going to come out of the class with a finished project by the end of May. Jeanette may not. However, it don't matter because I won't need to sit and watch them for sure, because they know the basic stitch. And in Andrea's case, she knows her single crochet and half double crochet. And when I looked at her work for the half double crochet, it was coming along real nice. Like, she is learning how to relax and do the gauge. Where Jeanette, I told Jeanette, I said, you got the T-Rex syndrome, because she was like this. You know the T-Rex, you real tight up in here, so your arms are real short and your shoulders are up. And I know crocheters and knitters have this problem. Their shoulders be up, they get real intense like that. I had been working on projects, and then all of a sudden I was like, I got a kink in my neck. Because I didn't realize I was doing this. But anyway, what I was saying is you put them in the class so they can be, y'all saw how big that conference room table is. So they can be like closer, well, not to me, but they can be like at the end of the table, them two together. You know what I'm saying? They already know what they're doing. Now I'm going to check on them. I'm going to check on them because basically they'll be like, I'll be working with them, but not as intense. You know what I'm saying? And by them doing their own little thing, the other students will be like, well, wait, why they already crochet? Why they already doing it? And I'm going to say, because these are my students from the May class. And so by them also being in that class, the June students get to say like, oh, okay, well, there's some type of success here. Maybe I got a chance. That's the second option. I know that was a lot of words. If my dad is looking at this, he'll be like, damn, that girl can talk. First of all, I would like to give a special shout out to Sherry Knowles. Sherry Knowles, of course, some of you know her. And Sherry sent some crochet hooks that she was not using. We all have a whole bunch of hooks that we don't use. We wanted to try it or whatever. And so, she sent just different sizes, and it was a perfect way for her to recycle, or at least if she knows she's not using it, that it's being put to good use. So thank you, Sherry. And Sherry bought me my first furls hook. Now, Sherry, I've not tried it yet because once I haven't really sat down to crochet. I mean, I've been working on some projects, but this week was hectic. But I promise you, I will try it. So thank you, Sherry. Is very generous. And actually, I gave 3 hooks to one of the students or whatever, and she said that was very generous and very kind of you. Thank you. I appreciate it. So that helps out a lot. Oh yeah, so in the next video, and I will be showing, there is so Jennifer Talwar. Jennifer, please don't kill me if I'm jacking up your last name. Talwar, Talwar. She made some scrunchies for me, and I thought I had them in this bag. I'm sorry. Jennifer Talwar had made me some scrunchies. I've got this. Now, she made me a scarf too. God, I swear I'm all over the place. I'm so unorganized. And Jennifer, I think I hung my scarf up in the coat closet. But I've seen scrunchies be made, but I ain't never seen anything like this. So, okay, so here's one that is just regular acrylic. It's a good scrunchie. It's just regular acrylic yarn, right? Okay, I was just like, yeah, this is nice. But then here go my favorites, y'all. Woo! She uses the Chanel, like the parfait type yarn. If y'all ever use Premier's yarn, Premier parfait yarn, so y'all know what that's like. Or some people, I think it's some brands that call it the Chanel or whatever. Woo! Now, I don't know if this camera does it justice, but y'all can see the kind of yarn it is. It's like that velvety, it's Chanel. Chanel, look at that, it's so pretty. Oh my goodness. And then she made me a green one. Oh, looky. Look at that white. Oh, and then this is my favorite. This is my absolute favorite. It's so cute. I almost wish I was in the sorority. And the AKAs, if y'all know anything about the AKAs, it is a black sorority. The AKAs colors are pink and green. And I'm sure if there's any AKAs out there, they will love it because look at this. And it's done out of that. Oh, God, that looks so pretty. Ooh. Oh, my goodness. I know if Barb was here, she'd be like, man, that's just gorgeous. That is just, oh, and she sent it to my job, which is the address that I think I might have had on her return box or whatever, because everybody's addresses was different. Return address. Some people had my home address. Some people had my work address. Y'all just never know. But anyway, I was at work, and when it finally came in, it was the best package in the world. And look at that. Woo! Now, I know it's a scrunchie. I know that, But y'all cannot tell me that this, oh my God, cannot be an accessory like for summer. Ooh, look at that. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Fascination, that is your creation. Come on, Barbie, let's go, Barbie. Yeah, come on, Barbie, let's go, Barbie. Oh, I love you, Ken. I'm sorry. That song, I don't know if y'all know that song. When that song, I know Brian knows that song. That song drove me crazy when it came out, but it was one of them songs that I secretly liked. Oh yeah, I love the Barbie world. It was out in the 90s, y'all. It was a one-time hit. I forgot who the people were. Brian? Who sang that song? Oh God, it was one of them songs that annoys you. Kind of like that doggone Macarena song. Yeah, Macarena. I hated that song. Golly, I hated that song. Anyway, thank you, Jennifer. Because if they don't go in my hair, girl, they are going, they going on my wrist. Like, yay. I'm so silly, y'all. I'm down to 2 students, y'all. But you know what? I know y'all like, just like Harley, the leasing girl, she was looking at me with these sad eyes, like when she saw I was down to 2. And I'm like, don't be sad. I'm not sad. I still got 2 people. That's all that matters. What did I tell y'all? I don't care. Even if it's just, if it really does come down to 1, that's 1 person that will have learned how to do a craft. And you know what's special about this? Now, I know that Jeanette and Andrea are going to hang in there. I just know. I am now prepared for what's going to happen with the June class. There's a big possibility. We just saw what happened with this one. And I know Harley was looking at me like, you're not discouraged? No, let's talk about the June class. As long as there is 1, isn't there a song, y'all? 1 is the loneliest number that 2 can't hide or something. I love these crazy songs. I'll be like, 1 is... Y'all know what song it is. Yep. So that's how that went, y'all. And that's all I wanted to do. I know that was a long, all over the place. And that's what I'm going to name this video. As soon as I stop this thing, I'm going to say all over the place video. Yeah. So the video that I will be airing tomorrow is going to be a short video because I told Andrea it will be a 101 crochet, how to double crochet. That video will be named Andrea's video, how to do the double crochet, even though she's sitting at home doing it right now. That's it, folks. What do y'all think? Leave your comments below. Touch on anything that y'all want to talk about. You guys are fantastic. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Imagination, that is your creation. Come on, Barbie. Let's go, Barbie. Yeah. Come on, Barbie. Let's go, Barbie. Oh, I love you, Ken. I love you too, Barbie. No, wait a minute. Come on, Barbie. Oh, I love you, Ken. No, I forgot what he said. He said something, but whatever. Stupid.